Did you know that we've explored less than 5% of the ocean? That the deepest point on Earth, the Mariana Trench, plunges nearly 11 kilometers deeper than any mountain is tall? That new species are discovered there almost every month, creatures that glow without light, move without sound, and live under pressures that would crush steel? Tonight, we drift into that unknown world together. This is not a science class. It's a lullaby written by the planet itself, a story of real ocean facts, told softly to quiet your thoughts and ease you into sleep. So let your mind rest, because these are the facts of science, told for your deep sleep. Hello there, and welcome back to History Digger. Tonight, instead of digging through time, we're descending through space. Not the space above us, but the ocean below. 70% of Earth lies hidden under waves, a realm more mysterious than the moon. Take a comfortable position. Allow your body to settle. Take a slow breath in and a slow breath out. As you listen, let your imagination float over the surface of a vast, endless sea. Each word is a ripple, each fact a quiet light beneath the surface, guiding you slowly toward rest. And before we dive deeper, if this calm journey soothes you, remember to subscribe, so this story can drift toward other sleepy souls wandering the night. Now, picture the horizon fading. The sky and the sea merge into one gentle blue. You step forward into water that embraces you like warm silk. This is the sunlight zone, the ocean's bright skin, the only layer touched by day. Here, coral reefs bloom in colors brighter than dreams. Tiny clownfish weave through anemones. Turtles rise for air, their shells glinting gold beneath the sun. This world teems with sound and movement, waves humming, dolphins calling, bubbles whispering. But our story lies deeper. With each slow, measured breath, you begin to sink. Gravity no longer pulls, it invites. You are descending peacefully into the heart of the ocean. At 100 meters, light softens. Reds vanish first, oranges fade, then yellow. Only blue remains, cool and endless. Your heartbeat slows to match the rhythm of the sea. At 200 meters, you've entered the twilight zone, the realm where day dies gently. Here, the water grows colder, the pressure stronger, and life begins to change. Fish rise at night and sink by dawn, the greatest daily migration on Earth. Trillions of small lives moving silently together, up and down, a breathing motion that has continued for millions of years. And then, the first glimmers of living light. Tiny sparks drifting through the dark, creatures making their own glow. 9 out of 10 animals here can produce light. Bioluminescence, a soft chemistry of survival. Some use it to attract, some to hide, some to speak in color. It's the ocean's quiet language. A jellyfish pulses by, trailing ribbons of blue fire. Nearby, a shrimp flashes red to vanish into invisibility, for red light cannot travel this deep. Each pulse of light feels like a heartbeat, steady, hypnotic. You sink through a snowfall, not of ice, but of life. Marine snow drifts all around you, fragments of plankton, tiny bones, drifting shells, the slow rain that feeds the deep. It falls forever, layer upon layer, a constant reminder that even in stillness, the world continues to give. At 500 meters, sound begins to fade. The sea hushes itself. Only the faint, far call of a whale trembles through the dark, a sound that can travel thousands of miles. Then, from the shadows, something immense appears, a siphonophore, a chain of living lights longer than a blue whale, fragile as a thought. Each tiny body within it has a purpose, one to swim, one to feed, one to glow. Together, they move as one, like a galaxy of cells. You drift past slowly, feeling the water thicken with pressure. 600, 800 meters. Here, time stretches. Every movement is slow. Every spark feels eternal. At 1,000 meters, sunlight dies. You have entered the midnight zone, eternal night. The temperature is near freezing. The pressure would crush a submarine. Yet here, life flourishes. An anglerfish hovers nearby, her tiny lantern swaying before her mouth. She waits, sometimes for days, for a visitor to draw near. Her patience is perfect, her world completely still. Drifting past her is a comb jelly, transparent and glowing like glass. Bands of color ripple across its body, red, violet, green, created not by pigment, but by light scattering across rows of beating cilia. It doesn't swim in haste. It simply drifts, like a dream that knows where to go without needing direction. At 1,500 meters, the weight above you is 15 tons per square inch. No human body could survive it, but the creatures here don't resist. They accept the weight. Their bodies are water, balanced with their surroundings. Peace, you realize, often means balance, not fighting but floating with the tide. A vampire squid glides by, small, dark, graceful. Despite its name, it harms no one. It gathers falling flakes of marine snow in long filaments, feeding softly in the dark. Its world has no hunger, no rush, only quiet collection. Far below, the seafloor calls to you, not with light, but with vibration. Faint rumbles echo through the depths. Shifting rock, volcanic breath, the pulse of the earth. There are places where scalding water rises from cracks in the crust. Hydrothermal vents that glow like furnaces in the dark. Around them, life gathers, tube worms as long as your arm, ghostly crabs, translucent shrimp. They live not on sunlight, but on chemistry, using sulfur and heat to create energy. It's life born from stone. Even deeper, where the vents fade, there's only the abyssal plain, vast, flat, and silent. It stretches for thousands of miles, a desert of fine dust and patient creatures. Sea cucumbers crawl like shadows. Tiny worms leave delicate trails that may last a century. Every motion here is eternal. As you float, your breath becomes the rhythm of the deep. Inhale, the tide flows in. Exhale, the tide recedes. Each beat of your heart echoes the slow pulse of the world beneath. Your thoughts become lighter. The worries of the surface dissolve like bubbles rising toward memory. The ocean is not cold now. It feels like the perfect weight of calm. You realize the truth whispered by the deep. This is not emptiness. This is peace. A peace that exists even in darkness. A peace that waits beneath every storm. You're no longer exploring. You are becoming. Part of the ocean. Part of its rhythm. A thought in its mind. Let that calm fill you now. Let the dark hold you gently. There is nothing to do, nowhere to go. Only this moment, soft and eternal. Breathe in and breathe out. You are safe beneath the waves. You are drifting deeper into the most peaceful place on earth. You are home. You've drifted far below the surface now. 500 meters down, where sunlight fades into a haunting shade of blue. Here begins what scientists call the mesopelagic layer, but dreamers call it the twilight zone. This is the realm between light and darkness, a suspended world stretching from 200 meters to about 1,000 meters deep, where daylight becomes a whisper and shadows take the shape of living things. Take a slow breath in, and as you exhale, feel yourself floating here, in this quiet expanse where time slows, and the heartbeat of the planet pulses softly all around you. It is here that the largest daily migration on Earth takes place. And yet, few humans ever see it. As the sun sets, billions of creatures rise from the deep, ascending through the dim water to feed near the surface. Tiny shrimp like krill, lanternfish, jellyfish, and countless others drift upward together, a living tide that feeds the oceans above. And when the first light of dawn returns, they sink back down into the dark again. A silent ballet repeated every single day, from the beginning of time. Let your breath follow their rhythm, in and out, up and down, as if your very lungs are swimming with them. The water here is cold, often below 40 degrees Fahrenheit, 4 degrees Celsius, and the pressure could crush a submarine if it drifted too deep. Yet, life has adapted in ways more magical than imagination itself. Some fish have bodies made almost entirely of gelatin, so they don't collapse under pressure. Others have antifreeze proteins in their blood, keeping them from freezing in these icy depths. And then there's the light. Oh, the light. It's not from the sun anymore. It comes from within. Here, the ocean begins to glow. About 90% of all creatures in the twilight zone are bioluminescent. They make their own light using special chemical reactions inside their bodies. Some flash to communicate, some sparkle to confuse predators, and some simply shimmer, softly, endlessly, as if breathing stars into the water. Imagine that glow drifting past you, tiny blue sparks swirling like galaxies in the current. Each one is alive, all jellyfish, all kumgeli, all glowing squid, or perhaps a tiny worm no bigger than a grain of rice. Their light pulses like a lullaby, steady, silent, ancient. There are lanternfish covered in rows of glowing spots, each pattern unique like a fingerprint. There are dragonfish, whose teeth are transparent, so they don't reflect light when they open their mouths. And the eerie hatchet fish, thin as a blade, its mirrored sides reflecting faint blue light, making it nearly invisible in the dimness. Take another soft breath and imagine floating beside these silent travelers. They live in a world where sight itself has evolved differently. Some creatures have huge eyes, able to see the faintest glow from miles away. Others have lost their eyes entirely, depending instead on vibrations and the scent of the sea. In this twilight realm, predators and prey play a patient game. The stoplight loose jaw, for example, has a jaw that opens almost 120 degrees wide, so thin it looks like glass. It uses a red bioluminescent beam to hunt, invisible to most ocean creatures who can't see red light. A stealth hunter in total darkness. And then there are the barrel-eye fish, with a head that's completely transparent, a dome of see-through skin protecting its upward-facing eyes. It can look straight up through its own skull, to watch for prey silhouetted against the last trace of light. Drifting deeper still, the light continues to fade, and so does sound. Here, whale songs can travel hundreds of miles, bouncing between thermal layers like music trapped in glass. Scientists have found that even at these depths, echoes of distant ships, rain, and ice melting in polar seas can still be heard faintly, soft murmurs of the world above. You are now floating between silence and sound, between darkness and the faintest gleam. Every breath feels like a wave rolling through your chest. Every thought, a ripple in still water. And yet, life here never sleeps. Some creatures flash rhythmically, like the steady beat of a heart. Others drift with no motion at all, letting the currents decide their fate. If you could stretch out your hand, you might feel a jellyfish the size of a dinner plate. Its body 95% water, its glow pulsing gently like moonlight through silk. A little deeper, perhaps a siphonophore, a creature longer than a blue whale, but not a single animal. It's a colony of thousands of specialized beings, each with its own role. Some swim, some feed, some glow, all working together as one drifting mind. It is, in a way, like consciousness itself, a collection of small thoughts, each doing its part to form a dream. The deeper you go, the slower life becomes. Energy is scarce, so many animals drift in near stillness. Their metabolism slow, their lifespans long, their existence peaceful, almost meditative. Here, the pressure is 100 times greater than at the surface. But to the creatures who belong here, it feels like home. Every scale, every cell, every breath of movement is designed for calm endurance. As you continue your descent, your heartbeat slows with them. The water grows darker, but never frightening. Instead, it feels like a gentle night, a place where the universe comes closer, where gravity itself seems to cradle you. You might see a comb jelly pass by, transparent, rainbow shimmering, its light not glowing but refracting, like a prism made of life. It moves without sound, its delicate cilia beating like 1,000 tiny oars. Farther still, a vampire squid drifts into view. Its name fearsome, but its nature calm. It doesn't drink blood. It feeds on marine snow, the slow rain of dead plankton and organic dust that falls endlessly from the world above. When threatened, it turns its body inside out, hiding its glowing spots and vanishing into the dark. The twilight zone reminds us that even in scarcity, beauty thrives. Even in near silence, there is communication. Even in the dark, there is light. Soft, quiet, self-made. Take another slow breath and feel the stillness of this vast mid-water realm. It is a place of patience, a meditation written by the ocean itself. As the currents rock you gently, imagine those bioluminescent trails around you, threads of light tracing slow spirals through the sea. Each one could be a thought, a memory, a dream dissolving softly into sleep. In this vast twilight, there is no need to hurry. There is only the slow rhythm of the deep, steady, eternal, and kind. Now, let yourself drift even deeper, toward the quiet heart of the abyss, toward the next layer, the place where darkness becomes complete and sound becomes a lullaby. Your journey continues, down into the deep ocean's most mysterious realm. You are drifting now beyond the twilight, beyond the last fading shimmer of blue. The light is gone. Here, there is only darkness, a darkness so deep it almost feels alive. Welcome to the abyssopelagic zone, a world that begins around 4,000 meters below the surface and stretches down to nearly 6,000 meters. Scientists call it the abyss, and it covers more than 60% of the planet's surface. Yet we've explored only a tiny fraction of it. It is a silent kingdom where pressure reaches 600 times the weight of the air above your head. A place so hostile that even the most advanced submarines struggle to survive. And yet, it is full of life. Take a long, slow breath. And as you exhale, imagine the ocean around you. Thick, infinite still. Your body floats weightless. Your heartbeat faint like distant sonar. Here, no sunlight has ever reached. But the darkness is not empty. It's filled with movement. Slow, deliberate, eternal. The water is near freezing, around 2 degrees Celsius, 35 degrees Fahrenheit. The currents are sluggish, drifting for centuries before ever rising again. This is not the restless ocean of storms and tides. This is the ocean of forever. Creatures here are masters of endurance. Their hearts beat slowly. Their blood carries oxygen with surgical precision. They conserve every spark of energy, as if they've learned to breathe time itself. One of them drifts past you now, the Dumbo octopus, named for its gentle fins that look like ears. It flutters softly through the darkness, using its fins to glide rather than jet. Its life is a quiet ballet. No ruse, no chasse. Just drifting through eternity. Nearby, a sea cucumber glides like a sleeping cloud along the seafloor. It sifts through sand for nutrients that fall from above. Tiny fragments of life called marine snow. These drifting particles, plankton shells, flakes of carbon, tiny bones, take months, sometimes years, to sink from the surface to the abyss. And yet, they sustain this hidden world. Every breath you take now mirrors that slow fall. Inhale, the gathering of energy. Exhale, the surrender to stillness. Here, beneath 4 kilometers of water, time does not flow in hours or days. It moves in centuries. The water you drift through may not see the surface again. For 1,000 years, along the bottom, you might glimpse the pale arms of a sea spider, as wide as your hand but fragile as glass, or a basket star, its arms branching into a lacework of motion, capturing the slightest drifting food. In the distance, faint shapes move like ghosts. The grenadier fish, long and thin, its eyes enormous, adapted to the dark. The cusk eel, whose transparent skin reveals the outline of its bones. And the tripod fish, a strange being that rests on the seafloor, with long, bony fins like stilts, standing perfectly still, waiting for food to drift close enough to catch. Stillness is life here. Movement is rare, deliberate, precious. Even communication takes a different form. No voices, no songs, just faint pulses of light, or subtle electrical whispers in the current. The pressure here is nearly unimaginable. More than 8,000 pounds per square inch. Yet deep-sea creatures are not crushed. Their bodies are mostly water, their bones reduced or gone entirely, their cells filled with special molecules called piezolites that protect their proteins under immense force. It is a level of adaptation beyond design, a kind of evolution that looks almost spiritual. Every cell seems to understand that survival is not about fighting the environment, but becoming one with it. A little deeper still, you sense the ground beneath you, the abyssal plain, a vast, rolling desert of silt and dust, stretching for thousands of miles without interruption, is the largest habitat on Earth, and yet it is almost featureless. But look closer. Tiny things stir in the stillness. Amphipods, small shrimp-like creatures, hop across the sand like restless dreams. A sea anemone, pale as snow, waves its soft tendrils in the current. And then, quietly, a deep-sea coral glows, its fragile branches a living chandelier. These corals can live for thousands of years, some older than human civilization itself. They grow slowly, almost imperceptibly, building skeletons of calcium carbonate. In the complete absence of sunlight, the abyss is ancient. It remembers the world before humans, before light bulbs and satellites and songs. It is the ocean's memory, a diary written in silence and pressure. Breathe again. Feel how soft the dark can be. Here, every heartbeat echoes like a drum in eternity. Occasionally, something larger passes by. A deep-sea jellyfish, its bell as wide as a dinner table, its tendrils trailing meters behind. Or the giant amphipod, a crustacean as big as a rat, gliding effortlessly through the black. Even the carcass of a whale may fall here. A whale fall, as scientists call it. When a whale dies and sinks to the abyss, it becomes an island of life. Its body feeds entire ecosystems for decades. First, the scavengers come, hagfish, giant isopods. Then worms and bacteria move in, breaking down fat and bone, until nothing remains but memory. Each whale fall is a quiet rebirth. Life feeding life, in perfect balance, in perfect peace. You drift past one now, its rib cage glowing faintly with bioluminescent worms. Like constellations under the sea, it looks less like death and more like a cathedral made of bone and light. This is what the abyss teaches, that endings are never truly endings. They are transformations. They are part of the great breathing of the ocean. If you listen closely, you might hear the low hum of hydrothermal vents in the distance, places where the seafloor cracks open and superheated water bursts out, rich with minerals. Around these vents, life flourishes without sunlight, drawing energy not from the sky, but from the chemistry of the earth itself. Here, bacteria convert sulfur and iron into nourishment. They feed giant tube worms, some as long as 2 meters, their bodies blood red with oxygen-rich hemoglobin. Crabs, shrimp, and ghostly fish gather around, glowing faintly in the mineral mist. It is a reminder, life does not need light to exist. It only needs balance and a place to belong. You float among them, watching plumes of heat spiral upward like incense. They twist and fade, rising into the cold black, joining the eternal drift. Breathe slowly and let the rhythm of these vents become your own. Each exhale is a current, each inhale a tide returning home. The abyss holds secrets still unknown, creatures we've never seen, ecosystems untouched by light or sound. Even now, in the age of satellites, we've mapped Mars more clearly than our own deep ocean floor. Somewhere down here, microbes are learning how to live in the impossible. They may one day teach us how life began, not on land, but in darkness, where heat and pressure created the first spark of being. So as you drift through this vast, unseen world, remember, you are floating through history, through the memory of the planet, through the place where life itself was born. Let go of your surface thoughts, the noise, the weight, the gravity of waking life. Here, all that remains is the pulse of the sea, steady, calm, ancient. Your body is safe. Your mind is quiet. Your breath moves with the tides. And somewhere far above, waves still dance with the moon. But here, in the heart of the abyss, there's only peace. Now, let yourself drift still deeper, beyond the plains, beyond the vents, toward the trenches, the deepest wounds of the earth. And the next stage of your journey, they're in the coldest, darkest places known to science. You will find silence so profound, it becomes the sound of sleep itself. You have drifted through the abyss, through quiet plains of silt and coral dust. And now, ahead of you, the ocean begins to fall away. A new world opens beneath your drifting body. A great scar in the Earth's crust. A valley deeper than any mountain is tall. This is the Hadopelagic Zone, the realm of the trenches. Take a soft breath in and a long breath out. You are about to enter the deepest part of the ocean, where the seafloor drops to more than 11,000 meters below the surface. It is the most extreme environment on Earth. Here, pressure rises to over 1,100 times out of the air you breathe. The temperature rarely climbs above 1 degree Celsius. No sunlight, no sound of wind, no trace of the surface world remains. And yet, even here there is life. The Mariana Trench lies in the western Pacific Ocean, near Guam and the Philippines. It is the deepest place known. A crescent-shaped valley nearly 2,500 kilometers long. At its very bottom is a small depression called the Challenger Deep. Only a handful of humans have ever visited it. When explorers descended there for the first time in 1960, they expected lifelessness, but they saw movement, tiny creatures in the silt, living proof that even at the edge of physical possibility, life endures. Imagine floating there now. The darkness is absolute, a black so deep Your mind paints its own shapes in the void. The silence feels endless, but within it, there are faint vibrations. The slow sigh of water shifting through stone. The trench walls rise around you like cathedral towers. They are made not of smooth sand, but of jagged basalt cliffs, carved by tectonic forces over millions of years. Some sections drop almost straight down, while others slope gently, layered with sediment from countless ages of falling dust. You hover in the middle of this vast, inverted canyon, your body weightless in the black. The light of your thoughts is the only brightness here. A shadow passes by, a hadal snailfish, the deepest living vertebrate ever recorded. It looks fragile, translucent, almost ghost-like. Its bones are soft, its skin paper thin. It has no swim bladder, for such a thing would burst under the pressure. Instead, its body is filled with fluid, perfectly balanced with its surroundings. It glides slowly past, its mouth opening and closing with unhurried calm. To this creature, the trench is not harsh. It is home, somewhere near the seafloor. You see strange white patches glowing faintly in the dark. These are microbial mats, colonies of bacteria that feed on methane and hydrogen from the rocks. They form living carpets, turning raw chemistry into life. Nearby, tiny amphipods scurry across the sand. Some of them are the size of fingernails, others the size of your hand, giant relatives of the shrimp, adapted to survive in crushing depths. Their bodies are flexible, their shells infused with special compounds that prevent collapse. Even here, in total darkness, some creatures glow. A flash of bioluminescence ripples through the water. A signal, a warning, or perhaps a dance. Light, created without sun or fire, simply to be seen, even if no one is watching. Pause for a moment and let your breath move slowly, as though you, too, were floating among them. Inhale, the mystery of this hidden world. Exhale, the stillness of its rhythm. The trench walls around you hum faintly with energy. Far above, tectonic plates grind and shift. The Pacific plate sliding beneath the Philippine plate. That movement, silent to us, shapes mountains, islands, and earthquakes. The trenches are not just empty valleys. They are the seams of the planet. When one plate sinks beneath another, it melts and reshapes deep within the mantle, fueling volcanoes thousands of kilometers away. Every island arc, every volcanic ridge, owes its birth to these hidden collisions. So as you drift here, you are floating between creation and destruction, between the birth of land and the swallowing of time. Far below, the seafloor is not flat. It is a wilderness of ridges, fissures, and mud volcanoes. In some places, superheated fluids seep upward, creating small vent systems even here, 5 miles under the sea. Around them, bacteria bloom, feeding on methane, hydrogen, and ammonia. These microbes form the foundation of the hadal food chain, supporting worms, snails, and even small fish. There are also xenophytophores, enormous single-celled organisms, sometimes as large as dinner plates. Each one is a single living cell, filled with grains of sand, spreading across the seafloor like delicate lace. They're among the largest single cells on Earth, silent architects of the deep. If you listen closely, you can almost hear them, not in sound, but in the soft vibration of continuity. They have lived in these trenches for millions of years, unbothered by extinction events above. Life down here is slow. Energy is scarce, so creatures move carefully, reproduce rarely, and live long. Time itself stretches differently. 1,000 years here might feel like one long, unbroken breath. The water around you grows colder still. At these depths, it is the same water that sank from the surface centuries ago. Every molecule carries the memory of the world above, of storms, sunlight, and waves that no longer exist. This water will remain here for 1,000 years, before rising again into the cycle of life. You are in this moment, surrounded by ancient memory, by the ocean's subconscious mind. When scientists send robotic probes to these depths, they often find life on the most unexpected surfaces. Snailfish resting on cables, crabs living inside plastic debris, Worms kolonisieren fallen metal fragments, even human footprints. Our curiosity, our waste, our inventions have reached the deepest point on Earth. It's a quiet reminder that the planet we live on is not separate layers, but one connected body. Everything we do above eventually finds its way below, and still the ocean forgives. It keeps breathing, keeps creating, keeps holding its rhythm steady. Now imagine the pressure here, 110 megapascals, enough to crush steel. Yet your body, light, and drifting feels none of it. You have become water. You're no longer a visitor. You are part of the current, part of the deep. Above you, the trench walls shimmer faintly, with pale crustaceans and glowing worms. They move with such grace that even gravity seems to pause in reverence. Far in the distance, something vast moves, a shape you can't quite see. Perhaps a giant amphipod, perhaps a deep-sea jelly, perhaps something we've never discovered. Scientists estimate that over 80% of ocean species remain unknown. In the trenches, that mystery feels endless and comforting. Every unknown thing here is simply a part of peace we haven't yet understood. You drift to the very bottom, the Hadal Plain. The pressure hums like low thunder, but it is not frightening. It feels steady, protective, like the heartbeat of the planet. Particles of snow still fall around you. The last remnants of the surface world settle gently on the seafloor. A feather star extends its arms to catch them. A small sea cucumber moves silently, sweeping the dust of the world into nourishment. Even here, life recycles everything. Nothing is wasted. Nothing truly ends. The trench floor glows faintly in places. Tiny sparks of bioluminescence flickering like stars. It looks for a moment as though the ocean and the night sky have traded places. You float between them, between above and below, between sky and sea. Inhale the stillness. Exhale the weight of thought. You are at the bottom of the world, and yet you feel lighter than ever. Somewhere far away, the tectonic plates continue to move. The trench will deepen slowly, grain by grain, century by century. But for now, for this long, quiet moment, everything is perfectly still. You rest in the silence that created continents. You breathe in the same rhythm as the ocean's heart. And in that stillness, you understand something simple and vast. That peace is not found in escaping pressure, but in existing within it. Unchanged, unharmed, whole. The water around you hums softly, a lullaby from the planet itself. Sleep, it says. You're home now. As you drift in that deep stillness, you begin to rise. Slowly, almost imperceptibly, the currents begin to lift you, guiding you upward toward the lighter waters, toward warmth, toward dreams. The trenches fade into blue memory below. The abyss sighs one last time, and above, the world begins again. Sunlight, surface sound. But for now, just breathe and rest. The deep ocean still surrounds you, whispering in its ancient tongue. You are part of this planet. You are made of its water, and you are never truly separate from its calm. Sleep now, in rhythm with the sea. You've followed the quiet descent from the bright waves down to the eternal twilight. Now, we rest among the silent architects of the deep, the builders, the recyclers, and the quiet guardians that keep the ocean alive. This is where the invisible becomes extraordinary, where every grain of sand and every slow heartbeat tells a story of balance, patience, and time. Down here at the ocean floor, tiny organisms known as foraminifera build their homes out of calcium shells no bigger than a grain of dust. When they die, their shells rain down over millennia, forming vast layers of sediment, silent records of Earth's climate, temperature, and chemistry. Each layer becomes a whisper from the past, holding the story of ice ages and ancient warmth, recorded by creatures smaller than the eye can see. Nearby, colonies of tube worms thrive where no sunlight ever reaches. They live around hydrothermal vents, black chimneys that spew scalding, mineral-rich water from the planet's crust. Here, instead of sunlight, life feeds on chemistry. Bacteria convert hydrogen sulfide into energy, creating entire ecosystems around volcanic darkness. It's a reminder that life doesn't always need light, only possibility. Imagine the stillness of a vent field. Metallic plumes rise slowly through the freezing water. A pale crab shuffles through clouds of minerals. A ghostly eel winds around shimmering towers. The deep ocean hums softly, a rhythm older than any heartbeat you've ever heard. In this slow world, time feels different. Many creatures live longer here than anywhere else. The Greenland shark, for instance, can live up to 400 years, swimming slowly, seeing little, waiting patiently in the cold black water. Some of the oldest animals on Earth drift unseen in these depths, unaware of centuries passing above. Even the simplest movements carry weight here. A Dumbo octopus flutters gently like a dancer in slow motion. Its fins move as if dreaming, a living ballet performed for no audience. A deep-sea jellyfish pulses like a heartbeat, glowing faintly with bioluminescent light. Every flicker and shimmer is deliberate, never wasted, never rushed. Scientists have sent microphones down to these depths, and what they've heard is not silence, but whispers. The crackle of underwater volcanoes, the distant call of whales, echoing for hundreds of miles, and a soft, mysterious hum that no one can fully explain. Perhaps the ocean itself, breathing in its sleep. Some parts of the ocean floor are deserts, bare plains of fine sediment stretching for hundreds of miles. Others are gardens of color, coral made of glass, sponge towers glowing under artificial light, brittle stars carpeting rocks like slow-moving constellations. Each tiny organism adds to the architecture, building, growing, collapsing, and starting again over thousands of years. Life here is fragile, but enduring. In the deepest trenches, nearly 11 kilometers down, the pressure is 1,000 times greater than at the surface. And yet, tiny amphipods, snailfish, and microbes survive in that unimaginable weight. Some even thrive. Their cell membranes are reinforced, their proteins uniquely adapted, their bodies soft enough to yield without breaking. Down here, adaptation is not about strength, it's about surrender, yielding to pressure rather than resisting it. And perhaps there's something for us to learn from that, to stop resisting the weight of the world, to yield softly, letting life shape us instead of fighting every change. As your body sinks deeper into rest, picture the marine snow falling. Tiny fragments of plankton, shell, and organic dust drift down from above, a gentle, endless snowfall in the darkness. It never stops. It feeds the bottom dwellers, nourishes new life, and connects every layer of the ocean from surface to trench in a slow, beautiful cycle. Like your breath, it rises and falls over and over. The deep sea reminds us that beauty exists even in darkness, that creation happens quietly, and that everything, even in silence, is part of a larger rhythm. So as you drift tonight, remember, the ocean keeps no clock. It measures time in tides and heartbeats. And now, you're a part of that still rhythm too. Take a slow breath in and a slow breath out. Let the calm currents move through you, cleansing your thoughts. Let the weight of the day sink into the sand. You are safe here, under infinite layers of water, light, and peace. And if you felt serenity in this journey, if the deep ocean has brought you rest, wonder, or comfort tonight, consider joining this growing circle of sleepy souls by subscribing to History Digger. Your support helps these calming science journeys reach others who need quiet, who crave learning, and who seek sleep in the beauty of the unknown. For now, drift deeper. Float quietly through the dark, glowing sea. The ocean hums softly around you, and sleep, like the tide, begins to rise. You've drifted far now, deeper than sound, deeper than sight, into the quiet heartbeat of the ocean itself. Here, beneath the waves, the ocean dreams. Not as you or I might dream, but in currents, in slow migrations, in rhythms that echo through the planet's pulse. Every tide that rises and falls is part of this dream, an ancient conversation between Earth, Moon, and Sun. The moon pulls gently, the water obeys softly, and together they dance. Each wave that reaches the shore tonight began its journey days ago, carried by forces older than life itself. Even in stillness, the ocean never truly sleeps. It only shifts from waking to dreaming. Scientists have found that the ocean breathes, literally, exchanging gases with the sky above, inhaling carbon dioxide, exhaling oxygen like a massive living lung. Every breath you take tonight is touched in some small way by the sea. The plankton that drift near the surface during daylight are not only the base of the food chain, they're the planet's quiet oxygen makers. Half of the oxygen you're breathing right now, half, came from the ocean. Tiny, unseen beings keeping life alive, one exhale at a time. Now, as the sunlight fades, those same plankton sink deeper into the water, thousands of meters down, forming the largest migration on Earth. Not of whales or fish, but of microscopic life, rising and falling every day with the rhythm of night and day. They travel together like a living tide, unseen yet essential, a slow pulse in the heart of the deep. In this vast underwater night, bioluminescence glimmers like scattered stars. Is the ocean's dream light, soft, pulsing alive. A jellyfish flashes once and fades. A school of tiny shrimp sparkles like falling snow. Even the movement of your imagination stirs faint light among them. The sea does not need the sun to glow. It carries its own constellations within. Listen, if you can, to the stillness beneath. There's a low hum, a frequency that humans cannot fully perceive. Some scientists believe it's the vibration of fish communicating, coral cracking as it grows, or the great whales calling to one another across entire oceans. Others think it's simply the sound of the planet turning, water whispering to itself. Whatever it is, the deep ocean hum is the lullaby of the earth. A blue whale, the largest animal to ever live, sings in notes so deep they can travel hundreds of miles. Each call can last for minutes, slow, mournful, majestic. No one knows exactly why they sing. To find a mate, to communicate, or simply because it feels natural. But when we record and play it back, slow down, it sounds almost like a dream itself. Steady, resonant, infinite. The ocean's own heartbeat. Far above, waves roll and crash. But here, everything moves in silence. The sleeper sharks drift slowly, eyes half open, bodies gliding through eternal night. The vampire squid spreads its arms like a dark flower, collecting drifting food. The barrel-eye fish, with its transparent head, stares upward, watching light filter faintly from the world it will never visit. Every creature in this shadowed kingdom has found its way to survive in darkness. No light, no rush, no noise, only presence. Some researchers believe that coral reefs, even though most live in shallower waters, also have their own nightly rhythms. They release tiny eggs and sperm in perfect synchronization, often guided by the light of the full moon. It's as if even the coral dreams of connection, reaching out in slow motion to the rest of the sea. And above all this, the waves keep folding over themselves. Each crest and trough carries traces of heat, sound, and energy. They carry whispers from distant storms and the faint echoes of whale songs. Every wave is a messenger, moving energy from one side of the planet to another. Even when you can't hear it, the sea is constantly sending signals, stories told through water, waiting to be heard by those who listen deeply enough. You may wonder, if the ocean dreams, what does it dream about? Maybe it dreams of the stars reflected on its surface. Maybe it dreams of the first creatures that crawled from its depths on a land. Or maybe it dreams of us, of how we came from it, how we carry salt water in our veins, and how, in moments of peace, we still long to return to it. The ocean is not separate from you. Your heartbeat once matched its rhythm, long before you were born. Even now, your blood has the same salinity as seawater, the same chemistry that sustained the first forms of life. You're not visiting this place. You are remembering it. So breathe slowly again. Let your breath follow the tide, in and out. Imagine the ocean breathing with you, vast and eternal. Each inhale draws in the world's calm. Each exhale releases the weight of your thoughts. In the still depths, new worlds are waiting to be discovered. Glowing forests of coral, deep-sea vents that harbor unknown species, trenches that may hold secrets from Earth's earliest days. Every expedition sends cameras into that blackness, and each time we find something new. Creatures that shimmer with glass-like bodies, crabs covered in golden hairs, fish with skin so thin they're nearly invisible. The deeper we go, the more we realize the ocean is not empty. It is full of miracles we simply haven't met yet. As your body softens into the rhythm of rest, imagine you are floating weightlessly through that darkness. There is no fear here, only wonder. The light around you flickers like candle glow beneath the surface. You are surrounded by calm, by color, by infinite peace. And remember, this is not just a bedtime story. This is science, quiet, gentle, and true. The ocean really does breathe, sing, and shimmer. It connects the air, the land, and your dreams tonight. So let your mind wander freely among these currents. Feel your breath slow, your body sink deeper into the mattress. Let go and let the ocean hold you. Before you drift fully into sleep, I'll ask gently, if you've enjoyed this quiet voyage beneath the waves, take a moment, maybe tomorrow, to subscribe to History Digger. Your support allows me to keep creating these soothing journeys of science and wonder, places where knowledge meets calm and curiosity finds peace. For now, drift deeper. The ocean dreams around you. You are safe in its embrace, a small, quiet heartbeat inside an endless blue eternity. You're now resting in the deepest part of the ocean's dream, where time itself begins to blur, where every movement, every ripple, every grain of sand carries a memory. This is the ocean's archive, a living, breathing record of everything that has ever touched its waters. Close your eyes, Imagine yourself suspended in this still blue eternity. The water is cool but gentle, flowing slowly past your fingertips. Above you, the surface is only a faint shimmer of silver light, impossibly far away. Around you, darkness holds you softly like velvet. And in this darkness, time feels slower, calmer, infinite. The ocean remembers everything. Every storm that's ever passed, every creature that has ever lived, every fragment of rock that's fallen from ancient continents. Its memory is not written in books or words, but in currents, in temperature, in salt. A drop of water can travel around the world in a slow circle that takes 1,000 years. In that time, it carries warmth from one hemisphere to another, gathers whispers of minerals, and exchanges stories with every sea it touches. This is called the global conveyor belt, a deep, slow river beneath the surface that connects every ocean on Earth. It moves endlessly, silently, like a dream that never ends. And as it flows, it keeps Earth's climate stable. It keeps life in balance. Without it, our world would freeze in one place and burn in another. The ocean's memory keeps the planet breathing evenly, heartbeat to heartbeat. Beneath the seafloor, scientists have found sediment cores, long cylinders of sand and mud drawn up for miles below. Inside them are layers like pages of a book, each one a chapter in the Earth's long story. There are traces of pollen from ancient forests, volcanic ash from eruptions millions of years ago, and even tiny shells from plankton that lived before humans ever walked upright. By studying those layers, we can read the ocean's diary, the story of ice ages, mass extinctions, and slow rebirth. Sometimes, even the water itself holds ancient memories. In Antarctica, trapped beneath miles of ice, scientists have found seawater sealed for tens of thousands of years. When released, it carries the same chemistry it had when mammoths roamed the land and humans lit fires in caves. It is like opening a bottle of time, the ocean's oldest breath, still waiting in silence. And within the waves, floating quietly, is ancient DNA, tiny fragments of life shed by fish, whales, coral, even plankton. These fragments drift for centuries before settling into the seafloor. They can tell us what lived in the ocean thousands of years ago, even when no fossils remain. Through them, the sea speaks softly of what once was and what may come again. It's humbling, isn't it, to realize that every drop of water you touch tonight has lived 1,000 lives before it met you. It has been ice, vapor, rain, and river. It has passed through the gills of fish, the trunks of trees, the clouds above mountains. And now, in this quiet moment, it cradles you, carrying the memory of the whole Earth. The ocean also remembers us, humanity. Our ships, our journeys, our stories. Beneath the surface rest shipwrecks older than empires, wooden skeletons preserved by the cold, still depths. Some hold coins, pottery, tools, messages carved by hand centuries ago. Each one tells a story of exploration, of hope, of loss. Even when our voices fade, the ocean keeps them. It becomes the guardian of everything we once were. There's a place in the Atlantic, far from any land, where lost things gather, not by design, but by the movement of water. Scientists call it the Sargasso Sea. It has no shores, no fixed boundaries, only floating mats of golden seaweed, drifting endlessly in a slow gyre of calm currents. This quiet, borderless sea collects the forgotten, pieces of driftwood, wandering creatures, and the memories of every ocean that touches it. It is a floating library of life. Even sound travels differently here. Whale songs recorded decades ago can still be heard faintly in the same frequencies today, as if the water itself remembers the music. When submarines move silently through the deep, they sometimes hear echoes of old sounds, waves hitting cliffs long vanished, or vibrations from the ocean floor itself. In these resonant depths, even sound becomes a kind of memory. Now, take a slow breath in and a long, easy breath out. Imagine your breath joining that same rhythm, the slow exchange of air between ocean and sky. Inhale, the world expands. Exhale, the world softens. You are breathing with the planet now. The ocean's timeless memory is not a perfect one. It forgets slowly. Pollution, warmth, and noise drift into it. And though it tries to heal, those memories linger. But even then, the ocean endures. It adapts, it renews, it forgives. Every tide is a small act of restoration, erasing the old, shaping the new. And maybe that's the message the ocean wants to share tonight. That even the deepest waters can heal. That time, patience and movement can turn chaos into calm. That forgetting, too, can be gentle, a release rather than a loss. Let that thought sink in, like a shell settling softly on the seafloor. You can let go of the noise of your day. You can release the weight of worry. The ocean has room for all of it. It has carried storms, waves, and entire histories. It can carry your tired thoughts, too. You've drifted through the ocean's memories, through its quiet archives of time. Now, we enter the realm where light itself becomes a story, a place where brightness fades, yet life continues to glow. This is the kingdom of twilight and darkness, the secret heart of the sea. At the surface, sunlight dances easily, bright golden alive. It touches the waves, the plankton, the coral reefs. But as you descend just a few hundred meters, that light begins to fade. The reds disappear first, then oranges, yellows, and greens. By the time you reach 1,000 meters, only blue remains, soft, faint, trembling. And below that, nothing. A blackness so complete, so perfect, it feels almost sacred. This zone, the midnight zone, scientists call it, covers more of the Earth than any other habitat. It's vast, cold, and nearly lightless. And yet, it is full of life. Creatures that shimmer, flash, and pulse, creating their own light in the dark. This is bioluminescence, nature's quiet miracle. Over 80% of deep-sea species can produce light. They use it to hunt, to hide, to find love, to confuse predators, or simply to communicate. There are fish with lights under their eyes that act like headlamps. Jellyfish that pulse with rings of color when touched. Shrimp that shoot glowing clouds of blue dust into the water to distract attackers. Each one has learned to speak the language of light, silently, beautifully, and precisely. Imagine, for a moment, floating in that world. You see no sun, no stars, only the living constellations of creatures. A flash here, a shimmer there, a long glowing trail disappearing into darkness. The sea becomes a sky turned upside down. You're drifting through a universe that exists beneath another universe, the cosmos of the ocean. The anglerfish, perhaps the most famous of these beings, carries a glowing lure that dangles in front of its mouth. It waves the light slowly, like a tiny star, until smaller fish come close, curious, drawn by its beauty. And then, the trap is sprung. Even in darkness, nature has found a way to combine grace and survival. Some creatures use light to disappear. The hatchet fish, for example, glows just enough on its underside to match the faint light from above. To a predator looking upward, it becomes invisible, a perfect illusion. This trick, called counterillumination, is a masterpiece of adaptation, proof that in the deep, invisibility doesn't come from shadow, but from imitation. The Atala jellyfish has a different strategy. When attacked, it bursts into a sudden, spiraling display of bright blue light, a luminous scream for help. This flash attracts larger predators that might attack its attacker. It's a desperate but clever defense, beauty used as survival. And then there's the dragonfish, with light organs that shine red, the only color invisible to most deep-sea animals. It uses this hidden beam like a flashlight, allowing it to hunt unseen. Even in darkness, evolution has found a way to give sight where there should be none. Scientists once believed the deep ocean was silent and empty, a barren place where nothing could survive. But the discovery of bioluminescence changed everything. It revealed that the deep is not dead. It is alive with invisible color. Each spark of light is a message, a code, a heartbeat. The ocean is never truly dark. It glows with its own quiet soul. Now, imagine yourself suspended there. You are weightless, drifting among these living lanterns. A soft pulse of blue drifts past your hands. A glowing spiral of plankton swirls beneath you. Your heartbeat slows to match the rhythm around you. In this black sea of light, there is no fear, no loneliness, only calm wonder. Even here, light and darkness depend on each other. The creatures of the deep cannot survive without the dark. It hides them, protects them, defines them. And yet, their light gives the dark its beauty, its mystery, its voice. They are not opposites, they are partners. And perhaps, so are we, carrying our own small lights through our quiet nights. The deeper we go, the rarer the light becomes. In the abyssal zone, more than 4,000 meters down, almost nothing glows anymore. Temperatures hover near freezing. Pressure crushes anything unprepared. And still, some life endures. Sea cucumbers crawl slowly across the mud, feeding on marine snow. Ghostly white amphipods drift in slow circles. And black sponges, older than nations, cling to stone, filtering water molecule by molecule. There is no rush here, no noise, no haste, only persistence. Even the absolute dark, the ocean holds a kind of peace. A peace that comes not from light, but from acceptance. The creatures here do not fear the dark. They belong to it. They use it, shape it, become part of it. Maybe that's the lesson the sea offers us tonight. That darkness isn't something to escape. It's something to rest in, to breathe through, to let heal you. As you drift deeper into your own quiet night, imagine that every thought, every worry, every lingering sound fades. The way sunlight fades in water. The red thoughts disappear first, the urgent ones. Then the orange, the busy ones. Then yellow, green, blue, until only stillness remains. A calm, peaceful black. The same black that holds the stars and the sea. And in that darkness, you begin to glow. Not with light you see, but with light you feel. The same quiet energy that animates the deep. It hums softly within you, gentle, steady, infinite. You are not lost in the dark. You are part of it. A small spark in the universe's endless dream. Take another slow, steady breath. In and out. You are floating now, weightless, peaceful, completely safe. Welcome back, traveler of the deep. You've seen how the ocean glows in darkness, how light survives even in silence. Now, we rise gently through the layers where motion replaces light, and the sea begins to breathe, vast, slow, and eternal. You're entering the ocean's circulatory system, a network of invisible rivers that flow beneath the surface, connecting every shore, every depth, every heartbeat of the planet. These are the currents, the pulse of Earth. If you could see them from space, you'd notice ribbons of water, thousands of kilometers long, weaving through the seas like veins of liquid glass. They swirl, dive, rise, and bend around continents, carrying heat, oxygen, salt, and life itself. The ocean is not still, it breathes. Every wave that breaks on a beach is a small exhale. Every current that dives into the deep is a quiet inhale. This rhythm has been repeating for billions of years, and it keeps our planet alive. At the surface, warm tropical water drifts northward, carrying heat toward the poles. The Gulf Stream being one of the most famous examples. It's a powerful, steady river inside the Atlantic Ocean, moving faster than any land river ever could. Because of it, Europe is warmer than it should be. Mild winters where ice should reign. When that warm water reaches colder regions, it cools, becomes denser, and sinks. This sinking is called thermohaline circulation. Thermo for temperature, haline for salt. Cold, salty water descends into the deep, flowing slowly back toward the equator, carrying with it memories of the surface. Heat, carbon, nutrients, the breath of the sky. This global system, sometimes called the Great Ocean Conveyor Belt, takes about 1,000 years to complete a single loop. 1,000 years for one deep breath. That's how patient the ocean is. That's how steady its pulse. Now imagine, you're drifting inside that movement. The water around you is cold and heavy. It presses gently against your body, flowing not in chaos, but in purpose. Every molecule is moving, carrying information, not in words, but in chemistry, in temperature, in silence. This slow circulation redistributes life itself. Nutrients from the deep, the remains of ancient plankton and fish, rise up in upwelling zones, feeding blooms of new plankton, which in turn feed everything else. When you breathe, you're connected to that same rhythm, because half of the oxygen in your lungs, half of all the air on Earth, comes not from trees, but from tiny oceanic plants called phytoplankton. They drift near the surface, turning sunlight and carbon dioxide into oxygen and energy. With each breath you take, you're literally inhaling the ocean's gift. So, take a moment now. Inhale slowly and exhale. You are part of the same cycle, the same ancient exchange between air and sea, life and motion. Below, the ocean has its own weather, internal waves that move along layers of water, thousands of times larger than anything seen above. Tides rise and fall not just on the shore, but deep within the abyss, where mountains of water shift in silence. The moon, distant and patient, tugs gently on the ocean, and the entire planet responds. Each tide is a reminder that the ocean is not separate from space. It listens to the sky. The moon pulls, the sea follows, and Earth keeps time. It's a dance that never ends, a rhythm that continues whether anyone watches or not. And in that rhythm lies something profound, a truth that the ancient sailors, the poets, and the dreamers all understood, that the ocean doesn't just exist on Earth. It is part of Earth's heartbeat. The deep currents regulate the planet's temperature, guide the winds, feed the clouds, and balance the climate we depend on. Every raindrop, every snowflake, every gentle stream is a returning whisper from the sea. If you could listen carefully now, you'd hear it, a faint hum beneath everything. The low, slow frequency of water moving, miles below your feet, keeping time with tectonic plates, volcanic vents, and the quiet drift of continents. This is the ocean's pulse, not in seconds, but in centuries. A reminder that life doesn't always rush, that even movement can be stillness, and stillness can move the world. When scientists place sensors in the deep, they record these flows like a planetary heartbeat, a steady pattern, a reminder that the Earth is alive, breathing quietly through its blue lungs. And when those patterns shift, when the pulse slows or grows irregular, the planet itself feels it. Storms change, ice melts differently, and entire ecosystems respond. It's as if the Earth's body sighs. But just as your heart can rest, the ocean can heal. Given time, it always finds its balance again. Because water remembers, it keeps its rhythm, long after the winds have changed. Now, float with that thought for a moment. Let the rhythm of your breathing align with the rhythm of the waves. In and out, in and out. Every inhale, the warmth of the surface. Every exhale, the calm of the deep. You are part of this great circulation, a living pulse inside the heart of a living planet. Every cell in your body contains salt, ancient traces of the sea where life first began. The ocean doesn't just surround you, it flows within you. You floated through light and shadow, drifted across trenches and mountains that never see the sun. Now, dear listener, we come to the ocean's oldest story, the story of memory. Because water remembers, it holds the history of everything it touches. And when we listen, really listen, we hear the echoes of every age the Earth has lived through. Imagine for a moment a single drop of seawater resting on your palm. It looks so simple, so clear, yet inside that drop are molecules that have traveled the world. Some may have risen as vapor from a tropical sea, fallen as rain on the mountains, flowed through rivers, and returned to the ocean centuries later. That same drop could once have been part of a glacier, trapped for 100,000 years in frozen silence, before melting, flowing back into the sea, and finding its way to your skin. Every wave that curls and fades into foam contains the whispers of ancient rains, of creatures long vanished, of sunlight captured and released, over and over again. In this way, water carries the memory of the planet. It remembers volcanic ash from the Earth's birth, the salt from the first oceans, the breath of the first living cell, and it remembers the warmth of every sunrise that's ever touched it. Deep in Antarctica and Greenland, scientists drill into ice cores, frozen time machines. Each layer of ice traps tiny bubbles of air, tiny droplets of ancient seawater. By studying them, we can tell how the planet once breathed. We learn that oceans have risen and fallen, that currents have shifted, and that even the chemistry of the sea has changed in rhythm with the planet's heartbeat. The oxygen and carbon in those bubbles tell us stories of forests that grew, of glaciers that melted, of times when the world was warm, and times when it slept beneath snow. The ocean remembers them all, not in words, but in salinity, in temperature, in the quiet weight of its layers. And yet, water is not only the memory of the world, it is also the mirror of life. Your blood carries the same minerals found in seawater. Your cells float in liquid that once echoed the chemistry of the ancient oceans. When your heart beats, it follows a rhythm shaped by the tides. That's not poetry, that's biology. Life began in the sea, and it has never truly left. Even now, inside you, tiny traces of ocean salt float in endless circles, your own quiet tide, moving through veins and time alike. As you drift deeper into this thought, the world above feels far away. The ocean becomes not something you observe, but something you remember, a place you once belonged to, before words, before land, before time. You can almost feel the ancient water around you. Cool, weightless, infinite. It hums softly, like a lullaby older than language. The current moves slow, carrying warmth and calm through your chest, your shoulders, your quiet mind, the deep ocean, and your deep self. are not separate things. Both are dark, both are vast, both are filled with quiet life, and both hold memories too ancient for words. And perhaps this is why the sound of the sea soothes the restless heart, because somewhere within you, something remembers being water. Something ancient recognizes the sound of waves, not as noise, but as home. So tonight, as you listen, you're not just hearing facts about the ocean. You're hearing the story of your own origins. You're hearing the memory of where everything began. The tides outside and the tides inside are the same. Slow, patient, eternal. Let's breathe with that rhythm one last time. Inhale, the oceans rise. Exhale, the oceans fall. Inhale, the warmth of the surface. Exhale, the calm of the deep. Feel how your breath slows. Your heartbeat matches the pulse of the earth. Your body, made mostly of water, returns to its source, the ocean that never forgets. And now, as your thoughts begin to dissolve like sand beneath gentle waves, allow yourself to drift. There's nothing to do, nothing to solve, nothing to hold. The water holds you. The current carries you. The ocean remembers you before your mind slips completely into dreams. Let me whisper one last thing. If this gentle journey through science and sleep has soothed your spirit tonight, if you've learned, felt, or simply rested, stay a while longer. Sleep and listen. Let the music be your ocean now. Float within it. Breathe with it. Dream with it. The story has ended, but the sea keeps singing. Sleep, and let the ocean remember you. Good night.